Hi everybody, I'm KHOU 11 meteorologist Pat Cavlin back here again with just another update on the storm situation that's unfolding for tonight. So far, again, really quiet in and around the Houston area, just a couple showers out there. It's to the north where we're seeing just a ton of activity, huge hail reports, and even a couple of tornadoes. We'll start you first up in the Beedies area, going across towards Huntsville. Just a tremendous amount of lightning. I mean, we're talking about a crazy lightning show here. Thousands of lightning strikes in just the last 15 minutes alone. So to actually see the storms, we'll take the lightning off. You can see all these yellow boxes here indicating severe thunderstorm warnings. So the good news is that we don't have any tornado warnings active at this point. We did have a tornado warning earlier for northern Grimes County, and we got photos and videos from storm chasers up in that area of a tornado on the ground. We still have to wait for confirmation on that to see if it actually reached the ground, because you couldn't see the ground because there were a lot of trees, but it looked like a huge funnel cloud extending down to the ground, and there were power flashes, which leads me to believe that they actually did get a tornado up in that area. That was between the Iola area getting into Madisonville. Bottom line, that storm has weakened, but it's still producing quite a bit of rainfall here and extending on a line from Bryan College Station all the way up towards Lufkin. So we'll get in for a closer look here. You can see tremendous amounts of rain falling over the Beedies area. I think flash flooding is going to be a huge concern here for northern Grimes County, getting into Walker County, as these storms just pretty much sit over the same area for hours, producing just tremendous amounts of rainfall over and over again. We switch over to the velocity product to see if there's any rotation still with these storms. We are still seeing some rotation up here, but that's out of our viewing area. The storm in Walker County right now looks okay. No big rotation with that, but the hail has really been so impressive. Look at these hail tracks that went through Beedies. Lime-sized hail to golf ball-sized hail. I mean, this is hail that can do damage to windows, to vehicles, even to homes. So some really impressive storms that went through northern Grimes County over the last hour or two, now moving into northern Walker County. So if you live north of Huntsville out towards Crabs Prairie, going up 45 towards Madisonville, heads up. Big time hailstorm is headed your way right now, along with just a tremendous amount of rainfall. Back on the wider shot, again, you can see just these little streamer showers feeding in from the Gulf of Mexico, kind of running perpendicular to this big line of storms. That's what's feeding these storms, and these are not going to move much here, at least as we go through the next few hours. So here's the severe breakdown as we go through the overnight. Actually, this is a brand new update. So this is the first time I'm seeing this. I'm seeing it with you for the first time as well. Houston is now included in a level 3, so they actually increased our severe potential here in the city of Houston for the overnight hours. Just keep that in mind. So we are talking about the potential for an isolated tornado, large hail upwards of 2 inches in diameter, and we could see 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts with any storms that go through the Houston metro later on tonight. So it's really important that before you go to bed tonight, you have a way to get a warning, a weather warning, whether it's a tornado warning or a severe thunderstorm warning to your phone, or some way, maybe even a weather radio, that will wake you up in the middle of the night. That way, if there's a tornado headed your way and you're asleep, you can get to a safe spot. That's how serious some of these storms could get during the overnight hours. This isn't meant to scare you. It's just meant, to get you prepared here as we deal with the potential for quite an active night here for severe weather. I know it's been quiet so far here in the city and really for a lot of southeast Texas, but that just means that the atmosphere is untouched and ready to produce some stronger storms. So let's show you what's going on here in terms of watches. Tornado watch in effect. They did add Polk and San Jacinto counties to that watch. That goes through 2 o'clock in the morning, and they may extend that farther south as well, just depending on how things unfold here for the rest of the evening. Here's the tornado potential, how things look. Again, the 5%, we're on the lower end of the scale here. 5% is that brighter red color on the map. That does include pretty much all of Harris County. But it's not just tornado potential that we're talking about, it's also wind and hail. So let's time it out for you with Future Track. 10 o'clock this evening, we're still not dealing with anything in terms of stormy weather for the city, down to the coast, out to the east. It's still all along this line from Bryan College Station up through Lufkin. Huntsville, if you're listening, if you're watching from Huntsville, I would get prepared for the potential to see flash flooding tonight. I think that's going to be the biggest impacts that we see in some of our northern counties as these storms very slowly, I mean, look at this. It's already raining in Huntsville. Future Track still has it raining in Huntsville with these storms not moving by 10 p.m. That's hours of tremendous amounts of rainfall, so flooding could become a real concern for us. That extends back into Washington County as well. By, I would say, 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning, things start to move a little more. We start to see storms developing here across the city, through Montgomery County, back into parts of Waller County, and then eventually, look at this, 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning, tremendous amounts of rainfall now. And this is where the flooding concern starts to push farther to the south and east. Liberty County, Chambers County, Galveston County. Now you're finally going to get in on some of this action. And we are still talking about the potential for a severe threat here. Hail, damage, and winds, the main threats at this hour in the morning, but still an isolated tornado not out of the question. In the meantime, areas to the north and west should start to see improvements as we get towards Monday morning. By 5 a.m., I think the worst of this starts to slowly move offshore. We still see some showers across the city and into Galveston as well, but I do think the worst of it starts to move away. And then by sunrise and daybreak Monday, I think everyone starts to see improvements across the Houston area. So again, here's the severe weather outlook on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the worst. It's a level 3 for the city of Houston. For Spring and Montgomery County and Conroe and the Woodlands going up towards Huntsville, all of Grimes County, and then all the areas to the east in that threat level 3 out of 5. Again, 5 being the worst. The threat for severe weather really drops off the farther south and west you go. But this is an upgrade from where we were earlier on this evening. I do think it's a wind-driven threat. You can see the wind threat, the damaging wind threat, has been kind of pulled farther south here into the city of Houston. And this is where we could see thunderstorms producing wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. I mean, that could do actually more damage sometimes than a tornado because it's more of a widespread damage path, whereas a tornado is very localized. You get a thunderstorm producing 70-mile-per-hour winds, you're talking about a huge swath of damage. So really impactful storms possible for tonight. And then the hail threat still in the lower end, but can't be ruled out to see some pretty large hailstones, upwards of, maybe again lime-sized stones like we've seen up through northern Grimes County, getting into Walker County at this hour. Rainfall a big concern, so flash flood watch in effect for Grimes, Walker, Polk, San Jacinto counties. That goes through 10 a.m. Monday. We could see 3, 4, 5 inches of rain. In fact, here's the latest model projection for rainfall. Navasota, you could see 4 to 6 inches of rain by the time it's all said and done. I would assume that goes into the Huntsville area as well. And then going farther to the north, I think east side areas could also see a lot of rain. So flooding possible as we get you into Monday morning. A lot going on. We're getting into our busy part of the year here in terms of stormy weather and flooding. So this is nothing out of the ordinary. If you've lived here long enough, you certainly know that. So again, this is not something to get hyped up about. We're just giving you the information so that you're prepared before you go to bed tonight. Have a way to get warnings. We're going to jump on TV in case any tornado warnings pop up so you know exactly what's going on. But stay with us online on our app for the latest on any storms that develop. We're going to try to keep you safe here as we go through the overnight, and hopefully everything stays pretty quiet here. But that's the latest. We'll have another update as more things change here as we go through the rest of the evening. Otherwise, we'll see you for KHOU 11 News at 10 o'clock.